Born and bred in Tuscaloosa, not raised in Baton Rouge. Didn't ride no wagon train to Norman or to Boone. They said I'd never make it, just a name they overlook. Now I'm burning up their game plans and ripping up their books. No 5-star shine, no silver spoon. I came up grinding on the Friday night moons. Now they feel me coming like a 4th down blitz. Got 'em talking sideways, throwing fits. But I must admit, I can't quit. 'Cause I'm the outlaw of college football. Ain't no stripes can hold me back. I don't need their legacy or no booster money stack. I don't bow to no tradition. Ain't no handshake deals I need. I just play for pride, for fire, and the will to make 'em bleed.
Woo! Welcome to another episode of the Outlaw of College Football, where this is the home of the Common Joe and the Common Sally, and the know even more so than all those media talking heads. And today we're going to talk about Dabo Swinney and Clemson and some stuff that he brought up that makes you go, like the great Arsenio Hall used to say. And that is, all the gambling fiascos going on and controversies with the NBA and whatnot, and people being implicated in possibly fixing games for gambling. He brings up an interesting point that, maybe some of these referees could be on the take. They're human just like the rest of us. And I normally don't agree with a lot of stuff that Dabo Swinney says here lately, because some of it comes across a little self-righteous. But for the most part, the stuff that he says, and I got 2 clips to show, I'm going to bring them up in just a second, it's pretty spot on. And he did get fined for this. But before we get to all that, let's go ahead and give a huge shout out to those that have donated to the program this past month. You'll see them coming across the scroll right now. Those are the Gold Club members that have actually donated numerous times, as well as Dolores Rogers, George Contupis, Aaron Blevins, Russell Neese, Tammy Burton, Richard Burton, Doug Foran, Calvin Glover, Heath Stokes, Ryan Neese, and Tim Gillespie were all big donors to the program this past month. And you can donate to the program through Cash App, $, JPC316, as well as on Venmo, JPC316, because we've been demonetized to December 14th for resharing Charlie Kirk TikTok videos in my shorts section. Now, getting right to it here. Let me go ahead and bring up the clip. That this is what started all, and I'd heard about it, and I finally decided to sit down and look at it, and I was like, man, it can't be as bad as they said it was. But let me tell you, it's as bad as they said it was. So check this out.
Got no safety. There you go. Safety's coming back on top of him right now.
Mensa backing up. Going to throw it off his back foot. That's incomplete.
That's a flag on the offense. That's going to be offensive pass interference, I believe.
Flag on the goal line.
I think it's offensive pass interference. They tackled him because he was going to try to make an interception.
A lot of interested Tigers standing around. Manny Diaz thinks it's on Clemson. Tim Hedgepeth.
Pass interference. Defense number 8.
And now with 43 seconds left, the ball was thrown in the direction of Quayshawn Brown. And
Wow is right.
Now watch Mensa throw it off his back foot.
Just throws it up there, and he's tackling him.
Dabo Swinney.
And that's the clip. Looks pretty obvious. Even the announcers automatically assumed, without even blinking an eye or stuttering, that that was offensive pass interference. And it definitely looks like the offensive player ran right through the defensive player. How they were able to make that call is beyond me. It's probably one of the worst pass interference calls that I've ever seen. That should have went the other way. And it makes one wonder. I mean, with all the stuff that's been going on with the NBA, and I'm hearing that maybe some NFL players have been implicated, it makes one wonder whether these referees are on the take, and they're going to point out in this clip here in a second on Next Round. It's a good show, by the way. Check it out. That these officials don't have any accountability, really. They don't have to answer to anything that they do, and they can impact a game very seriously. If a call goes against a team that makes them lose a game that maybe is on the cusp of getting a coach fired, and we've seen that happen a lot this year. I mean, Auburn had a few bad calls go their way. I mean, against Oklahoma, that was sort of iffy, but the one against Georgia was definitely a screw job. So let's go ahead and check this clip out, and y'all tell me what y'all think about all this.
But first, Dabo Swinney, who got fined $10,000, 23 years for Dabo Swinney, one fine ever, and it was this week, $10,000 from the ACC from commenting on officials.
Which I thought would be a heftier fine, by the way, criticizing officials.
So in his latest news conference, we'll see if this becomes a fine. But in this, Dabo Swinney is still talking about specifics on college, and this is a big, Auburn fans, I think, would listen into this. This is big picture stuff here on college football officiating and how they should be held accountable and how they're not held accountable. And in the process, he talks about gambling, almost insinuating that maybe some officials could have money on games because they're humans too. So here is Dabo Swinney's. You can see the entire version at the Clemson website, a bigger version or a lesser version at Next Round Live, and this is a USA Today version right now.
In this coaches get crucified, fined, players get crucified, held to this unrealistic accountability standard, but refs have zero accountability. Well, they do, but it's behind a curtain. They get to go home and drink a beer and get on with their life and just leave the carnage left behind that affects a lot of people losing jobs. Like the NFL, they're not part-time refs. Like they need to be full-time refs, and it needs to be a job. And there needs to be one leader and one voice, and that's what it should be, number one. And then there should be public accountability, period. In the meantime, we got gambling issues going on, people being suspended, all that kind of stuff, right? Yep. Refs are people too. It ain't just coaches and players, and if they're a part of the game, then by God, they ought to be a part of the game. And they ought to be a part of the accountability, and they ought to be a part of the consequences, not just behind some shadowy curtain. Like, no, they ought to have to answer for it.
Is that you and the school?
I'm sure they'll just take it out of my check, but I think I'm just going to get some pennies and just mail them in a box. That's what I'm going to do.
Thank you, Coach.
23 years.
Thank you, Coach.
All right.
That would be
Y'all
Dabo.
have a great day.
Mr. Petty.
Mr. Petty, huh? That's not petty, bro. The Next Round goes on into their show, talking about it more in depth. Y'all can check them out. I didn't agree with some of the stuff they had to say after that. I don't think Dabo's being petty here, first of all. How's that being petty? I thought it was pretty funny, actually. Yeah, I'll send them $10,000 in a big old box full of pennies. Ain't no Dabo had it in him, but he does. He's got it in him. He's got that smack talk ability in him. What he said and all that is something I've been preaching on here for months and months and months, maybe even years since I've been on here. Basically, that these referees need to be full-time. And they need to be paid a salary that will make them be more motivated to do the job right and not lose their job, possibly to gambling if that's going on. I don't think it's going on most of the time. I just think they're incompetent. That they don't really take pride in their work because it's just a part-time job to them. They got other jobs that they got to worry about. Whereas in the NFL, and another thing the Next Round said that was incorrect, they went on to say one of the guys was like, ain't it full-time in the NFL? And then one of them, the other guy said, I think it was Jim, no, they're not full-time. Yes, they are full-time. And then they went on to say that just getting paid $80,000 a year, that's not enough to make these guys do their job. $80,000 a year is a pretty decent salary. I don't know what world y'all live in. I mean, you got these some of these podcasters out there, these big-time podcasters and these famous coaches like my boy Nick Saban, who said $700,000 is not life-changing money on a on a show with Pat, but we won't go back to that. We won't digress back to that. But $80,000 is quite enough. It's plenty of money to make a living off of, man. People these days just don't know how it is out here, I don't think. But yeah, I basically agree with everything that Dabo said right here. And they do need to make them full-time. And you're like, well, how can they make them full-time if there's no football going on during the off-season? Well, there's plenty of things that you can do to remedy that. You can send them to seminars. You can send them overseas to push the American football game. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do during the off-season to keep these guys busy so they can earn their paycheck. But you guys and gals drop in the comment section. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. Y'all think Dabo's spot on? Do you think that he's wrong? Or do you have maybe a totally different take that you can give us? Drop it in the comment section. And if you don't mind, as I said before, if you want to donate to the program, we can't take super chats. We can't take donations through YouTube anymore. They demonetized me December 14th for resharing Charlie Kirk TikTok videos. I'm going to keep pounding that, whether they like it or not. Just donate to me through JPC316 on Venmo or on money $ JPC316 on Cash App. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. That's the big four and all, absolutely free. Gets the party big or gets it crunk. TMCA to all the other teams. Class is now dismissed.